I am Captain Spawn, and this is day 284 of Spawn Year. I like this issue heaps over the previous one. Quite a bit is accomplished here in preparation for issue 150, even if Spawn himself, per usual, doesn't do much to propel events forward so much as just standing there as the cosmically all-important prop he is. I am surprised by just how similar all this is to the way Hogwin built up Spawn's fight with Urizen. Once again, we have a gargantuan fate-of-the-world scale battle on the horizon, and once again, the Green World prepares Spawn with a secret weapon in the 11th hour. This time, we know what the weapon is, and predictably, it's Spawn's memories of Wanda. After dragging Spawn deep into some unknown dark abyss, did you know there was a big black blank void of nothingness somewhere beneath the Earth's surface? Because I sure didn't. And filling in all the blanks in Mamon's sinister scheme, the heap unearths Al Simmons' real body in order to give Spawn back his wedding ring and restore his memories of Wanda. And it claims that what Mamon stole along with the memories of Wanda were the last remnants of his humanity, his hope. So Spawn had to let go of any possibility of being with Wanda in order to forge ahead and discover his humanity. But at the same time, Wanda represents his hope, so clinging to her is simultaneously vital for him to control himself and to be more than a monster. What kind of hope are we talking about? Hope for mankind, as in Wanda is Al's ideal human being, so as long as he remembers her, there's hope for the world and he has reason to care about people? Or hope as in hope that he still, despite everything, might still be with her someday? We aren't told, but neither scenario really works for me. Hogwin is attempting something really sweet and romantic with this idea, but the trouble is, we know now that Al and Wanda had a really unhealthy relationship, and that he created this perfect idealized version of her both during and after life, and in denial about what their relationship really was, Al totally objectified Wanda, made her a piece of property in his mind, made her the only thing he thought gave himself worth, and then tried to control her completely so she'd live up to that. Al's love for Wanda was never about Wanda, it was all about him, and to me is the example that best encapsulates his lack of humanity. But in this issue, we're fully ignoring all that in an attempt to cheat the reader into being impressed with the narrative for taking the whole thing full circle again. It's really awkward to constantly revisit Origin when what we thought we knew gets reworked or retconned every time we go back to it. This issue treats Al and Wanda like they're the soulmates we thought they were when we first met her, but it doesn't play because I know too much about them now. And man, Al Simmons' corpse gets out more than a lot of elderly people in nursing homes. And why is it attached to the roots of a tree and not in a casket? For that matter, didn't it go missing sorta recently? Wasn't it implied that Al's current body was actually his old corpse reanimated? Or did I miss something? I have slept since then and don't have all the old comics to refer to. They disappear after I throw them in the garbage can. I bet Tiny Adam West wallpapers the walls of his condo with them. So now I have no clue as to why Al has his regular face, what he really is versus what he used to be, and whether he has Al's soul in him. But it would be unfair to pretend like I'm that much more confused about all that now than I used to be. I like the angle Hogwin takes with the Green World here. The Heap says that Mamon isn't any more concerned with the Earth's well-being than he is with Spawn's, and that the planet itself is just one more pawn in his chess game. It's fun that the Earth itself is a player in a world destruction plot. Or maybe the Earth is less of a pawn and more like a rook or a bishop. I mean, let's give a little more credence to the importance of the Earth itself over Spawn. It's a lot more forward-thinking, appears to be totally omniscient, and it's the stage where most of the game is being played out, even though Mamon's endgame is to take heaven itself. No, the Green World isn't a playing piece as the Heap suggests, it's the board itself. It's a board in a chess game where the king on one side plans to destroy the board in order to win. Hey, that's dirty pool, chess. Oh, speaking of mixed metaphors, try this one on for size. The machinery of fate is set in motion. The script is written and the course well plotted. Haldwin, buddy, you're a glutton for punishment when you start throwing around terminology like well plotted in a Spawn comic. The big revelation in this issue is that something has happened to God and he or she has disappeared. The throne is empty and the angels are keeping a tight lid on it so that hell won't try anything. Oh no, did somebody kidnap that sweet old lady? It makes a lot more sense that Mammon would attempt his plan if God's not around to stop him, and this is an intriguing and welcome piece to the puzzle. This has been going on for a good long time now, so I'm curious to know why Mammon believes the throne will stay vacant long enough to execute his complicated scheme. I'd wager he knows exactly what happened to God. Maybe he's responsible for it. Wouldn't it be interesting if God was dead? There's a lot of talk about Spawn playing into Mammon's hands, and for once it's not Cagliostro saying that, and that he's pivotal still to this mad scheme. Now that he can control himself again with his reacquired humanity, Spawn is no longer filling his role in that grand plan. If Mammon can't unravel the universe without Spawn's continued unwitting participation, if I were Spawn, I'd just go on vacation. Mammon ought to be back to square one now. Finally, there's this bizarre moment where Spawn recedes into a childhood memory where he's pretending to be Frank Miller's Batman. No wonder I can't stand that guy. And his father turns out to be Mammon. Is that supposed to just be a surreal jumble, or is Mammon actually Spawn's dad? Given that we had another relived memory once that ended just before we saw Al's parents, I wonder. It would explain a lot. Signed, Captain Spawn.